Welcome back, everyone, to Headline News in the High Priestess, where today's headline meets the wisdom of Tarot. Clear away the noise, take the top headlines shaping our world, and let's explore what tarot archetypes and energies are moving beneath them. The cards will always remind us that history moves in patterns, but consciousness moves by choice. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Move through this weekend and the week coming with a lot of discernment. My name is Ingrid. Let's see what guidance wants to emerge for all of us, respecting the Pope. And he is pissed off, in my opinion, at the wrong people. I'm going to put a link here on a segment that I did on this particular Pope. It's a little long. You can always speed it up with the settings on YouTube. But the gist of it is that I had predicted when you see that the Pope is going to be attacked, is the word, either verbally or that they are coming after him, etc. It's because he's not fulfilling the path that he was meant to fulfill within his role. And although it's great and much appreciated to address the world and want peace, he is poking in the wrong area to the extent that he needs to look at his own house. And when you speak of peace in the world and the innocents, in the same breath, knowing that there have been systemic abuses within your own house toward the innocent children in schools around the world, both girls and boys, priests and nuns have abused systemically the innocent. And the idea that literal death is somehow not the same as taking the soul of an innocent through sex abuse is ludicrous to me. I had predicted this possibly being a very tumultuous engagement with this particular pontiff. Now, the headline news read as follows. Pope Leo warns of invoking the name of God in the U.S.-Israel war with Iran. Pope Leo states God does not bless any conflict. Pope Leo criticizes idolatry of self and states enough with war. Pope Leo states delusion of omnipotence is fueling this war. Pope Leo condemns the war and rejects the claims of divine backing. These are all headline news, and I'm going to throw it right back at Pope Leo and say all of those things are true, not only about this war, but about the Catholic Church and the abuses that have been systemic and that have gone on for eons. That needs to be addressed. I'm going to leave a link on my reading on Pope Leo, but this particular offering is about the headline news that is occurring right now and that is affecting the collective consciousness. Let's see what the cards have to say about his statement to basically the United States. So, yeah, I think that the fact that this Pope is coming so hard with this message of peace, as well he should. Um, he he's been delving into the finances even of a particular segment of the Catholic Church, which is Opus Dei, which is a very extreme faction. I think that this Pope Leo has made peace with the whatever ramifications may come because he is aware of the danger of addressing this particular issue. Um, and again, if he's not careful, he might be in danger, but I just have this feeling that he has made peace with whatever outcome may emerge. I just hope and pray that he clean up the house, right? His house first, um, because that was part of his mission. Um, and to do so publicly as he is addressing this war quite publicly. All right, so I am shuffling, and we're going to ask those three questions. What's the deeper pattern here for Pope Leo? What's the deeper pattern here for Pope Leo? What's the deeper pattern here for Pope Leo? What's going to be the answer to question number one? Question number two is what's really going on, right? Because wars have always existed, um, and it's been part and course, unfortunately, of the human existence. Um, but he's really like focusing on this particular administration. The rumor is that he also had like a trip planned, and apparently he's canceled that to the United States. So we shall see. I think this will be a strong ongoing story, particularly because I'm getting that hit that he's made peace with whatever may come from his decision. Um, so the next question is, what is really being revealed here? What's really going on here? What's really going on here? That's going to answer that second question. And the third one is, what are we supposed to do about it? What is the collective being asked to do about the situation? Because again, as you can see from these offerings, it's not just about the headline news, but we're tapping into that high priestess, and she's got some gems for us that she's trying to sort of have us discover, right? So, what is the collective being asked to do with this headline news and Pope Leo? What is the collective being asked to do with this headline news and Pope Leo? This will answer that third question. All right, let's see what's going on. So the first one is, what's the deeper pattern here for Pope Leo? And we've got the Ten of Pentacles. Again, I'm going to leave that link uh, in the description of this particular video because money is a big issue. It's a big deal, obviously, for the Vatican, and also in particular with the kind of legacy that this particular Pope came from and wants to sort of solidify. But the Ten of Pentacles is also about the family. So his deeper pattern here is that he is and has been working to solidify a more grounded engagement with the family, to have really addressing poverty because the Pentacles is this money matter, but it's also wants to address poverty in some bigger global issue. And of course, when we have any kind of a conflict where BOMBSs are being thrown everywhere, right? You not only unalive people. I have to be careful with my words here on YouTube, but you also create generations of poverty. So part of this deeper pattern here is perhaps maybe even his vocation to assist people and in particular families and children get out of this poverty engagement of not uh, uh, I feel like not being sort of taken care of by governments, right? And this particular card, you see how this older man or this sort of wisdom person feels like they are in the best position to help the family. But notice how small the family is in comparison to the wealth that the Pope, right, has around him. So again, there's this dichotomy, this hypocrisy within the Catholic Church, I believe, where on the one side of the mouth you're saying, let's help the poor, don't kill children and the innocent, and on the other side of the mouth they're silent about it's exactly what he's preaching. They're silent about the fact that there has been a systemic engagement of KILLING, the souls of innocent children, right? So this is this this pattern, not only his pattern, but the pattern of the institution. You see that institution? The pattern of the Vatican. That's the deeper pattern. The in my opinion, the hypocrisy, um, the doing with one hand while destroying with the other. That's really the deeper pattern here. Interesting. And what's really being revealed? The King of Swords. So I think what his point was in revealing this particular engagement or talking and being so loud and public about his opposition to this particular administration's decision to go into that region is to highlight this energy of the King of Swords, to highlight the king's ability, and I'm taking here the king to be not only Trump, but this idea of people with the power, right, to do better. And I think that that's really what's wanting to be revealed by his statement, that this kind of power, when you're wielding the sword, remember the King of Swords is an energy of battle, it's an energy of war, it's an energy of conflict, right? And so I think what's really being revealed is a desire here from him to have a more calming presence with the king, to illuminate the path in a different way. For some reason, this dress kind of reminded me of the earth surface, and the idea of what's being illuminated is all of these kind of star point or these conflicts on the surface, right? Being sewn together. There is a storyline here being revealed. And I think we're going to get more information because when we have this King of Swords, the truth is always, uh, there's an element of truth that wants to be revealed. And I think for him, it's this. In his opinion, in the Pope's opinion, this espousing of the Christ and Jesus in the alleged approval of Christ approving this war. And he wants to reveal that that is not the path, that is not the way that the Christ consciousness, right, with this royalty figure. And for me, to be honest, Christ or this idea of God is more of a female nature. So I love the fact that this is being revealed to us in the female form, this King of Swords. And it's basically that God weaves, right? This is, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a little needle. So God weaves light and peace throughout the world rather than conflict. And I think that's really what's wanting to be revealed in the name of Christ or in the name of Jesus, to not use that name in vain, right? God or Jesus, because the two have been used simultaneously within the Christian community, in vain in the sense of claiming that this is somehow approved by this Jesus figure, which the Catholic Church has somehow forgotten is not, and they do not own that figure. and they do not own that figure. The figure of Christ is seen in many different Christian factions, and there is a huge contingency of Christians that believe this war is somehow justified to in the name of Jesus, actually. And it's unfortunate. And I think what's being revealed is what is the truth, and the truth that we need to discern, right? And again, this idea of others telling us what the truth is doesn't sit with us anymore. We have to be discerning, we have to pull back, and we have to connect the dots ourselves. Let's see what we're being asked to do collectively with this engagement. The Knight of Wands, we're being asked to prepare we are being asked to prepare our tools of spiritual engagement. When you see the wand's energy, it's a spiritual engagement. And the fact that this horse is appearing in this ring of fire, the ring of spirituality, the inner light. Wow, I was not expecting that. We are being asked to prepare for some other battle that might be more of a spiritual nature. So I'm a little bit dumbfounded here because it's this is a big ask for us right now, because there's so many things that are happening around the world, and we're basically being asked, prepare your spiritual tools to battle what's coming, to battle um, even this engagement now that's being. I almost feel now, looking at this, that the Vatican is going to be feeling trapped or enclosed in some way, held down and stepped on and contained, right? So we're being asked to prepare for some sort of a spiritual battle that is coming. I'm going to keep it at 3 cards, but I am curious to see where that journey will go. But again, I'm going to put a link um, in the description of this video as to my reading on this Pope. And he's kind of going down a path that is not his bigger purpose. The bigger purpose and the bigger battle is the one within his house. That's the one that we need to, or that he needs to take on and battle in public. Not only to gain the trust again of the family, but to free the Vatican from the entrapped coils that it finds itself in uh, at this time in 2026. All right, folks, take a deep breath in, hold the breath, release the breath. Let's go into this prayer. Let us be freed from the entanglements of institutions that seek to trap the family, kids, humanity in a paradigm that is no longer of service. Allow us the freedom to join hands with the power of nature, with the power of the Mother, Goddess, Earth, the Creator, so that she may set forth an illuminated path and weave through that illumination love and light, as is our divine right. And give us the strength to move forward, to prepare our movement forward, to illuminate our power, to illuminate our path, and grant us the tools, the spiritual tools that we will need to battle forth with sincerity, with soul, with the blessings of the Mother, so that we can be freed from prisons. Thank you. Let's go on to the next slide. As we close this segment, I want you to remember that the headline only shows us what's really loud. And I want you to meet this moment with some sort of inner awareness to make the choice that transcends this news. The real story here is that this particular Pope is not taking care of his own house. So let's see how this unfolds. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me, I don't know, an emoji or some sort of statement, and let me know also what you would want me to look into, something that you're curious about. Remember that we end all of the video segments with a prayer. So you just never know who's listening and how deeply we can impact the world, okay? Thank you so much for joining me here at Headline News and the High Priestess. Remember, choose wisdom over chaos. Until next time, stay grounded, stay curious, and trust your inner knowing.